I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A state of emergency is being declared in Flagler County as we see increased cases of the novel COVID-19 coronavirus. The declaration goes into effect at 5 p.m. today out of an abundance of caution. The declaration mirrors one made by Governor Ron DeSantis in the state Wednesday. What it does is cancels all non-essential meetings and gatherings of any size that involve seniors who are at high risk of contracting coronavirus. At last check, there have been 4 deaths and 136 residents statewide have tested positive for the virus. None are in Flagler County.
The COVID-19 pandemic has caused the city of Palm Coast to declare a state of emergency. Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland.
I am signing an official order declaring a local state of emergency for the city of Palm Coast. It allows our staff to take the necessary actions to address the emergency situations that may arise, along with accessing the necessary federal and state support.
The mayor goes on to tell us that Palm Coast Connect will keep us informed during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Palm Coast Connect will be the hub for all city responses in an effort to do our part to keep you safe and informed. I strongly encourage you to register for an account now so that you may receive timely information and notifications for any city updates.
Sign up for a free Palm Coast Connect account by visiting palmcoastconnect.com. The State Department of Education orders schools closed for 2 weeks. Friday afternoon, Florida Commissioner of Education Richard Corcoran announced all schools are to take an additional week off due to the threat of COVID-19. This means students will not report to school until March 30th. All extracurricular activities across the state are also postponed for the next 14 days. Flagler School Superintendent James Tager and his executive team are meeting today to map out a plan to get students back in school. Florida Department of Education is pushing all state testing back 2 weeks. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
Palm Coast is canceling all city-sponsored events at its facilities this week amid coronavirus concerns. Any events happening through Saturday, March 21st are affected. That includes the Palm Coast Strawberry Festival, Food Truck Tuesday, the Mayor's 90-90 Challenge, and Parks and Rec's Spring Break Camp. All activities hosted by the city at the community center, the tennis center, and the golf course are canceled, along with all senior activities. Non-essential city meetings of code and the planning board are also off, and visits to the local fire station are restricted. The city is discouraging any gatherings of 250 people or more. Things that are still open: City Hall and Parks and Trails, and if you've got existing reservations at the tennis center or the golf course, they'll go forward. Still on at this time, the state's primary election happening tomorrow, March 17th. The community center will be open with reduced staffing to accommodate voting. It'll be closed all other days this week. Steps are being taken to keep you safe while voting in Tuesday's primary. John Arking has more.
Katie Lenhart, Flagler County's Supervisor of Elections, on Friday announced safeguards for those who will be casting ballots.
At this time, there is no indication from the Department of State that the election will be suspended or delayed in any way. We are taking a lot of precautionary measures to keep voters and our workers safe. As always, the safety of our workers is a top priority. So we are following recommendations from the CDC to disinfect hard surfaces such as the voting booth and also the pins and signature pads. That's being done every hour and in between voters. And we've been doing that since this past Saturday when early voting began. We have enough of those supplies and hand sanitizer available for all of our precincts on Election Day.
Lenhart suggests that voters who choose to vote on Election Day may vote during off-peak hours, which are typically between 1 and 4 p.m. as a way of minimizing contact with crowds. Voters can also choose to pick up a vote-by-mail ballot from the elections office up to and including Election Day. But all mail ballots must be received by 7 p.m. on Election Day. They can be dropped off in person at any early voting location during voting hours. There's also a secure ballot drop box at the entrance of the elections office in Bunnell, which is under video surveillance and available 24/7. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
With the COVID-19 virus spreading, what are medical professionals seeing locally?
Advent Health Chief Medical Officer Timothy Hendricks says it is business as usual at the Center Care walk-in clinics.
We're seeing a lot of flu cases, a lot of upper respiratory, pollen season is hit, so we're seeing a lot of allergies, so sniffling and sneezing and coughing.
Dr. Hendricks said that they are taking precautions against the novel coronavirus, though.
We're putting people in masks when they walk through and a face mask, asking them to use a hand sanitizer, asking them questions about possible will travel, another risk.
Hendricks said that they're screening those who might be at risk and need testing or consultation with the health department. To listen to more of what Dr. Timothy Hendricks said about COVID-19, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, Dr. Hendricks talks about Advent Hospital in Flagler and its preparedness for the coronavirus. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
A Palm Coast man didn't learn his lesson. Just 2 days after he was arrested on charges of impersonating a federal officer and shoplifting, deputies say Leroy Stottlemyre was back at it. Deputies say they got a tip that the 60-year-old Stottlemyre was displaying a law enforcement badge to bypass a toll at the Hammock Dunes Bridge Thursday. On-duty law enforcement are able to cross the bridge without incurring the $2 charge. He was previously arrested March 9th after deputies say Stottlemyre identified himself as a U.S. Air Marshal and tricked several toll bridge collectors into letting him go through for free. Sheriff Rick Staley says he won't be doing it again anytime soon. This time he's being held on no bond. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.